Welcome back to the channel. I'm Jarek26. In this guide, we're going to go over how to get your ARR Zodiac Relic Weapon in Final Fantasy XIV Online. The Zodiac Relics are the first of the relic sets, and they look fantastic. But unfortunately, they are also the grindiest. But do not fret, as I'm going to break down each step for you and give you some tips and tricks along the way to help you get yours done as quickly as possible. So let's get right into the video. So just quickly, here are some of the requirements that you're going to need for your Zodiac Relic. Before you begin, you must have completed the main story quest, the Ultimate Weapon. You also need access to Andapor Keep Dungeon, as well as the 3 following trials: the Bowl of Embers Hard, the Howling Eye Hard, and the Naval Hard. You're also going to need roughly 1 million gil in items and materials that you're going to have to purchase, but the exact amount will depend on market fluctuations. I spent about 800,000 gil myself during the process. You're going to need 80,000 Grand Company seals for a later step in the quest, in which you'll need to buy 4 Bombard cores from the Grand Company Seal Exchange for 20,000 seals each. I recommend that you start buying these ahead of time, as you'll be earning seals through several steps of the quest to replenish your current seals spent. You're also going to need a lot of the Elegant Tombstone of Poetics for various steps of the quest, so make sure you're saving these. Alright, on to the quest. For your first Zodiac Relic, you're going to need to complete the Weaponsmith of Legend quest. Speak to Nedric Ironheart in Vesper Bay, travel to Revenant's Toll and speak with Rowena, then travel to Hertz Mill in North Shroud and speak with Geralt. You're going to be seeing a lot of him. Geralt will give you a quest to locate a broken weapon. The location of the weapon is different for each job. Here's a chart that shows the location of the broken weapon you need to find for each job. Just go to that location, grab the weapon, then report back to Geralt. You now need to purchase or craft the class weapon and attach 2 specific grade 3 materials to it. Here is the chart showing what weapon you need as well as the specific materials. Here's my tip. Check the market board. I was able to buy the weapon I needed with the specific materia already in it for fairly cheap. Next, you need to attain Illuminous Salts from the 8-man trial, A Relic Reborn, the Chimera. You can do this unsynced and it still counts. Then head back to Geralt. Geralt then sends you to Rowena in Revenant's Toll to retrieve a book. In return, Rowena wants an Andapor Glyph, attained from completing Andapor Keep. Note, this is the regular version of Andapor Keep, not Andapor Keep Hard, also not the Lost City of Andapor. While you're in Revenant's Toll, come over to this vendor, Oriana, right here and buy a Rads at Han Quenching Oil for 15 Elegant Tombstones of Poetics, and 3 Thavnarian Mists for 60 tombstones each. You're going to need these in a later step. Complete Andapor Keep. You can do this unsynced as well. Just make sure you're on the job that you're doing the relic for. Bring the glyph you get for completing the dungeon to Rowena, then head back to Geralt with the book that she gives you. Congratulations, you now have your first version of your Zodiac Weapon. I recommend from here on out making a specific gear set with your Zodiac Weapon equipped. You're going to need it equipped for many of the rest of the steps in the relic quests. If it's not equipped, you'll not get credit for some parts. For this next part, you'll need to kill 3 sets of 8 specific beastmen depending on your job. This chart here shows which monsters you need to kill for your job. I recommend looking the name of the monster up in the Final Fantasy XIV console games wiki to find the coordinates of the monsters you need. I'll put a link to the wiki below. Here's another quick tip. Mark your map with the monster's coordinates to make it easy to find them by pressing Ctrl and right-click on the map in the location of the coordinates. This places a marker down. Kill the monster you need, then head back to Geralt. You now need to defeat Hydra from the 8-man trial, A Relic Reborn, the Hydra. Make sure you have the unfinished relic weapon equipped. Report back to Geralt again. He then sends you to kill the 3 primals one by one to obtain 3 items: Ifrit, Garuda, and Titan, all in the hard versions of the trials. Defeat these, then return back to Geralt. He now needs one last item, that Rads at Hand Quenching Oil that I had you purchase already. Just hand that in to Geralt and you now have your base Zodiac Weapon. In this next step, you'll upgrade your base Zodiac Weapon into the Zenith Zodiac Weapon. And this step is thankfully super easy. Just combine your Zodiac Weapon in the furnace near Geralt with the 3 Thavnarian Mists that you picked up before, and congratulations, you now have your Zenith Zodiac Weapon. Okay, now on to the next step. And unfortunately, this is where the real grind begins. Start speaking to Geralt with your Zenith Zodiac Weapon equipped. He'll then send you to speak with Jalzin. You'll be now seeing him a lot also. For this step, you'll need to collect 12 Atmas from completing fates in different zones. Here is a chart of the different zones and the specific Atma that can drop from fates in those zones. Just head to one of the zones and start completing fates in that zone until the Atma drops. The Atma will go directly into your inventory when it drops so you can see it there. Make sure you have your Zenith Zodiac Weapon equipped or they will not drop. The drop rate is suggested to be about 20%. In my experience, it varied wildly. Several of the zones I got Atma to drop in the first fate, while others took well over 20 fates to drop. One thing I would do is if one zone was taking particularly long to drop the Atma, I would leave and go to another zone, get the Atma there, and then come back later to this one. Here's another quick tip. Pull out your Chocobo and let it fight with you. Some of the grindy parts of the quest are a great way to train up your Chocobo. After collecting all 12 Atmas, return to Jalzin and unequip your Zenith Zodiac Weapon, then speak with him. Congratulations, you now have your Atma Zodiac Weapon! On to the Animus step of the quest. This is the dreaded books part of the relic quest you probably keep hearing of. This is where the grind really steps up, but I'm going to break this down for you and make it as easy as possible. First, speak with Jalzin with your Atma Zodiac Weapon equipped. He sends you to Rowena again in Revenant's Toll, who then sends you to Jasana. You must complete 9 books for your relic. Paladins need to do 7 for the sword and 2 for the shield since the relic consists of both sword and shield. Jasana will sell you 1 book at a time for 100 Elegant Tombstone of Poetics each, so that's 900 Elegant Tombstones total that you're going to need for this step. You must complete the tasks in each book, and each book will require you to kill 10 specific monsters, 3 of them each for a total of 30 monsters. You'll also need to complete 3 dungeons, complete 3 specific fates, and 3 leave quests. You can unfortunately only take 1 book at a time, but make sure to complete all the tasks in the book before changing to another book, otherwise you'll lose all progress on the current book. Here are some tips to make the process easier. You can put the current book from your quest inventory onto your hotbar for easy access. For the monsters, look up the name of the monster in the wiki as before to get the location and then mark your map. The monster you'll need will also be marked with this symbol over its head, making it a little easier to spot. The mark will then disappear after you kill the 3 that you need. For the dungeons, you again can do them unsynced. You have to have your Atma Zodiac Weapon equipped for the final boss at the very least, but it's probably best just to leave it on the whole time, so you don't accidentally forget to equip it at the end and have to run the whole dungeon over. The fates take the longest. Only so many fates can be up at a time in a zone, so many times the specific fate you need will not be up. Look up the fate location on the wiki and mark your map. Then start clearing the other fates in the zone to get your fate you need to spawn quicker. Prioritize clearing fates that have the most time left on them, as the others might despawn on their own. Note that some fates will need to be triggered to be spawned either by talking to an NPC or doing a fate before it. Here is a list of fates that need to be triggered. Bookmark this spot and refer back to it or check it on the wiki. For the leave quests, there will either be general leave quests or Grand Company leave quests. Note there are 2 different locations for the leave givers depending on if they are general or Grand Company leave quests. If the quest you need isn't up, pick up a random one and clear it. Anytime this happened to me, I only needed to clear 1 quest to have the leave quest I needed to pop up. For the Grand Company leave quests, search the name of the quest on the wiki to find out what Grand Company it is from. That way you know what quest to clear if your specific leave quest isn't up. Lastly, be sure to turn in the leave quest when you complete it. You do not get credit for it in the book unless you turn it in with the leave giver. Once all 9 books have been finished, return to Jalzin with your Atma Zodiac Weapon equipped. Congratulations, you now have your Animus Zodiac Weapon. For the next step in the quest, have your new Animus Zodiac Weapon equipped and speak with Jalzin. He's going to send you running around a bit. First, he'll send you to Central Thanalan to talk to Munimix and then to Huberton, who is right next to him. They want 3 superior enchanted inks. Travel to Revenant's Toll and speak with Rowena again, who will again send you to Oriana. Here, purchase the 3 bottles of superior enchanted ink for 25 Elegant Tombstones of Poetics each. Return to Huberton and hand over the inks to him. In return, he will give you a sphere scroll. Return to Jalzin and he will explain how the Sphere Scroll works. Basically, you have to bind 75 materia to the Sphere Scroll. To bind each, you will also require 75 Alexandrite, one for each materia bind. Let's get the Alexandrite out of the way first, then we'll talk about the materia in detail after. As a side note, there's an NPC that is right next to Jalzin named Ealdwine. He offers a blue quest called One Man's Trash. Pick it up before you head out if you haven't already. It is a quick turn-in Revenant's Toll and you need the quest done for later steps. So now the Alexandrite. There are a few ways of getting Alexandrite. Probably the fastest way is to hunt them through using the mysterious maps. You can get the mysterious maps from Oriana for 75 elegant tombstones of poetics each. The maps drop 5 Alexandrite each, so you need to complete 15 maps, which is 1,125 tomes needed in total for this part. You are also going to need to use the Decipher and Dig skills from treasure hunting. These are located on the general action menu. I recommend putting the Dig skill on your hotbar while doing this section to make things easier. If you happen to have not unlocked treasure hunting yet, then you're going to need to do the blue quest called Treasures and Tribulations from Huloon in Wineport. Here's another tip. You can only have one mysterious map in your inventory at a time, but to save you time and money from running around, take one map and decipher it. Then buy another map and place it in your Chocobo saddlebag. Then buy one more map and place it in your inventory. This way you can have 3 maps at once and save yourself from having to come back and forth. So let's talk a little bit more about these maps quickly if you haven't done them before. They are pretty easy once you get the hang of them. After you decipher them, a small map will pop up with an X on it. This is the location you need to find and dig for the treasure. Just teleport to the zone that the treasure is in and look around the zone map to match it to the area in the small map. Then head to that spot on the map and dig up the treasure. A few monsters will spawn and you'll then be able to loot your 5 Alexandrite. Now onto the materia that you'll need. You'll need to bind 75 total materia to the Sphere Scroll, but only these materia can be used. Additionally, each materia will raise a specific stat as shown on the chart. You can only start with level 1 materials at first and will need to start moving to higher materials for each type that you use. Here's my tip. Check the market board and buy the cheapest materials regardless of stat. These relics are going to be used for the glam, so the stats don't matter. You can even server hop around and find the lowest prices. Some of the materia binds will fail, so you probably need more than the 75 materia in total. But don't worry, the Alexandrite won't be consumed on fails, so you'll only ever need 75 total Alexandrite. Once you have completed the scroll, return to Jalzin and congratulations, you now have your Novus Zodiac Weapon. Now onto the Nexus step, another fairly grindy step in the process. Talk to Jalzin with the Novus Zodiac Weapon equipped. Follow the quest and choose your weapon to soul glaze. Note that paladins need to choose both their weapon and shield. In this stage, you need to farm light by having your relic equipped and completing certain activities. These activities include dungeons, trials, fates, treasure hunts, Alexandrite maps, and PvP. Different activities give different amounts of light, and you'll need to reach 2000 light on your relic. You're given a Zodiac glass that you can use to check the current light levels of your relic. You can refer to this chart here to get an idea of how much light points your weapon currently has. Being that I was only around level 60 when I was on this part on my paladin, I found it quickest to run the dungeon, the 1000 Maws of Total Rack, unsynced, given that it gives brilliant light for each run and it has a quick layout that's easily soloable unsynced at my level. It took me about 50 runs, which I was able to do in under 4 minutes each, so this part took me roughly 3.5 hours to complete. If your job level is around 80 or higher, then running the Aramvale dungeon becomes faster. You could even try Ifrit Extreme or Thorin Extreme unsynced if you're able to kill the boss quickly. The extreme trials give less light than Aramvale, but are much quicker if you can solo them fast. As a side note, the activities have a chance of giving bonus light, which changes every 2 hours. Some people try fishing for it by running a dungeon or two and seeing if it's given bonus light at the time. I didn't bother and just grinded out the 1000 Maws of Total Rack and moved on. Once your relic weapon reaches the bursting light level, return to Jalzin and equip it, then speak with him. Select Relic Weapon Novus Enhancement, and congratulations, you now have your Nexus Zodiac Weapon! Next on to the Zodiac step. the second to last step in the quest series. So hold on, we are almost there. This is a more expensive step, with some grinding involved as well. To start, talk to Jalzin again and complete the quest, Where Art Thou, Zodiac? Then speak with Geralt, then Jalzin again. The quest dialogue is a little cryptic here, but to break it down, you must complete 4 quests. These are A Pawns of Flesh from Papana in Mordana, Labor of Love from Guiding Star in Mordana, A Treasured Mother from Brangwine in Mordana, and Method in His Malice from Adkin in Central Thanalan. These 4 quests are going to have you gather a combination of purchase items, crafted items, and dungeon items. The purchased and crafted items can be acquired ahead of time, so let's do that now. The purchase items are going to cost you in total 400,000 gil, 80,000 company seals, and 800 elegant tombstone of poetics. The first item needed is 4 bombard cores for 20,000 company seals each from your company quartermaster. These I had you purchase before, so you should be all set. If not, buy them now. Next, you need 4 Sacred Spring Waters from Oriana. They are 200 elegant tombstones each. The next 4 items will cost you 100,000 gil each, and they are a Bronze Light Crystal from Junkmonger at Jijirun Trading Post in Upper Lenosia, an elegant resin from the Merchant and Mender in Forgotten Springs in Southern Thanalan, Furite Sand from the Merchant and Mender in Whitebrum Front in Quarthus Central Highlands, and a brass kettle from the tool supplier and mender in Hertzmill in North Shroud. Next, you'll need the following crafted items. You can craft them yourself or buy them from the market board. I bought all mine and was able to get them for roughly 50,000 gil each. They have to all be high quality, so make sure to double check that before buying. You then need the dungeon items from the following dungeons. For these though, you can't gather them ahead of time. You need to wait for the quest to ask for them. As before, you can complete these unsynced. Also, you don't have to have your relic equipped for these, nor do you have to even be on the same job. You just have to complete the dungeon when the quest asks for it, and you will receive the item for it. Once the 4 quests are completed, return to Geralt and complete the quest, His Dark Materia. Then go back to Jalzin and select Zodiac Weapon Recreation. Jalzin will warn you that there's only a 1.4% chance of success in this step, and if it fails, the relic will be lost. So hopefully you'll have good luck here and won't need to have to repeat the whole relic over again. Well, apparently Jalzin is in fact the biggest troll this side of North Shroud, because this step won't fail and you will receive your Zodiac Weapon 100% of the time. On to the last step of the relic. If you made it this far, the rest isn't too bad. You're going to have to do some more light farming, but not as much as last time. Talk to Jalzin and pick up the quest, Rise and Shine. Meet Raymond and Swiftperch in Western Lenosia to complete it. Here you need to purchase Mahatma one at a time from Raymond for 50 tombstones each, and farm light again until each is fully awakened. There's 12 total Mahatma that we need to awaken, so this final step will cost you 600 elegant tombstone of poetics each. The Tamtara Deepcroft is an ideal dungeon here, as it's quick and 2 runs will fully awaken each Mahatma. I got lucky and Tamtara Deepcroft was on the light bonus, so it only took me 1 run each to finish the Mahatmas. When you finish with all 12 Mahatmas, return to Jalzin one last time and select Zodiac Weapon Awakening, and OMG, congratulations, you just finished your ARR Zodiac Relic Weapon! Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please give it a like for the algorithm, and don't forget to subscribe as I've got more great videos coming your way. If you'd like to catch the video night live, feel free to stop by our Twitch channel. We're always happy to say hi and chat with you. Also, I want to give a huge shout out to my Patreon supporters who help enable me to make content full time. You guys are truly rock stars. If you'd like to support me, I'll leave a link below. Also, for those interested, you can click right here and check out my review for A Realm Reborn. Okay guys, I will see you in the next one.